So today we're at Tian at the ITC Maurya in Delhi, and here this is one of the most exciting kitchens in the country because Chef Vikramjit Roy is redefining Asian food. So let's go speak to him and see what it's all about. Hi Chef, thank you so much for having us.
My pleasure, my pleasure, my pleasure. How are you doing?
Very good, Chef. How are you?
Very good.
Okay,
very
great.
good.
So could you tell us a little something about Tian for our viewers?
So Tian is a creative Asian restaurant. We've built it with a lot of love, with a lot of care in terms of, with the sole intent of elevating the dining experience. It is not a signature dish, it is not a particular element of the restaurant that stands out, but it is the holistic experience that we brag about, that we intend to give to our diners. The experience of food with the service, with the way in which each and every dish is explained to you, the entire journey that the servers take you through, that is the uniqueness of this restaurant, right? Apart from that, in terms of the food experience, I think we use whatever is best available in season. Our tasting menus changes almost every month. The entire process of when all of these elements amalgamate together into one, that makes Tian. And because we are on the rooftop, so literally Tian means heavenly, right? So it's virtually closer to heaven. Right? I'm not saying that the food will take you to heaven or anything, but
I've tasted the food. No, of course it does.
What we're doing today is a Shimeji salad. Right now, this has got 4 major components to it. The first component is the spicy chocolate sand. Right. So to make the spicy chocolate sand as complicated as it sounds, or as molecular it sounds, is actually a very simple process, right? What you need essentially is some dark chocolate, right? You need what I use is tobanjan, which is a Japanese chili. However, if you do not have access to tobanjan, you can substitute this with any basic chili paste, right? And the final thing is something called the tapioca flour. Right now, tapioca is available in almost all supermarkets today. Right? It is a dehydrate of potato. You can get dehydrates of a lot of other ingredients in terms of tapioca as well, but potato tapioca is probably one of the best to use because the characteristic of tapioca is that it absorbs the oil and the moisture and yet has a grainy texture. What you need to do is mix all these 3 ingredients together and cook it very lightly under a salamander, right? Once you do that, what you eventually get is a texture which is like this, right? This will have a crunchiness that comes out of the tapioca. It will have the sweetness and a little bitterness of the chocolate, and it will also have the spiciness from the chili. This gives a nice contrast to the entire salad that we'll be making in a while. The second element to this is a couple of sauces, right? Now, the first sauce is sesame sauce. Right? Now, sesame sauce, basic sesame, grounded sesame mixed in some vinegar, a little bit of honey, you're done. Right? So, basic sesame sauce, you need a miso vinaigrette. Now, miso vinaigrette, again, I think everybody today, even housewives and all, they all make something called miso soup, right, which is a very, very popular soup nowadays. You get miso paste in almost all supermarkets. You can take just a little bit of the miso paste, put a little bit of vinegar, put a little bit of salt and pepper, put in some grated onions, and you're done for it. Right? So this I leave up to the creativity of you. Right? I'm not gonna kind of concise myself to a recipe because then you lose the essence of your own personality into the food. And for me, I think it's very important that you have your personality intact while you're making anything. And then finally, we have a cream that has an essence of truffles. Now, you do not need to have truffles if you do not want to. You can just have some nice soy cream or a dairy-free cream that can be whipped up. This will give a creaminess to this entire salad. Right? A couple of oils, sesame chili oil, right? You can again substitute it with any oil that you find, and a normal sesame oil. Right? Again, all of these is available in almost all supermarkets. Couple of major ingredients of this salad is the shimeji mushroom, right? Again, available everywhere, especially in INA and these markets. You can substitute this, if you do not get hands on this, you can substitute this with any fresh mushroom that is available in the market, right? You've got some zucchini, right? Green and yellow zucchini. You've got some fresh fennel. Right? Fresh fennel again is available everywhere. This has got this freshness to it that adds a little zing to this entire preparation. Right? Now we're going to hit it, right? The only thing that I missed were some cherry tomatoes for color. What we're going to do is you're going to take the mushrooms, right, and blanch them, right? What is blanching? You take hot water, you put the mushrooms into that, count to 10, strain it off, put it into ice water. Nicely squeeze it so that the maximum moisture is released. So you take those mushrooms, the asparagus that we discussed earlier, just cut very thinly in a slant way. You take those in. Cherry tomatoes cut into halves, that goes in. The fennel that we spoke about, right? So you're just gonna tear off the fennel, right? Just like so, in small pieces. Put it in on your palm. Give it a rub, right? Just to release the oils and all, and put it back in. Right? The dressings now. First goes the white miso vinaigrette. A little bit of the sesame sauce. And you mix it all in. Your salad is done. For me, I think as important as it is that we maintain a very freshness of ingredients, we use the best of quality. It is equally important that we present the food in the right way. I'm not saying to make it fancy or whatever. Very simple things that I'm going to show you as to how can you make the simple food look something that has come out of a professional kitchen. You take a plate, you take a bowl, right? A salad bowl, any bowl. I'm using this particular bowl as now. And what you do is you take this truffle cream or the normal cream and you pipe it in here. One, two, three, four. Right? What this will do is this will give you a creaminess while you are having the salad, right? Now you take the salad and put it on top of the cream. Just ensure that while you're putting it's not scattered here and there, and you try to build it up rather than letting it fall flat. The next one is the zucchini. Now this looks fancy. What it is that you take the zucchini, right, and we all have got mandolin slicers in our house, right? So what we do is you cut the top and the bottom, you thinly slice it on a mandolin. If you don't have a mandolin, you can use a knife, right? And then again blanch it and roll it up, right? So these are the rolls of zucchini that we're going to just insert here. This will again give a nice texture to the salad, just like so. Now on this zucchini, what you do is pour in the oils inside the zucchini, right? Why do I do this is because while you're having the salad, it usually becomes a little monotonous, right? You're having the same flavor of salad. So imagine that you're having a salad and suddenly you come across one particular element that has got the spice. You're not expecting the spice because you did not get that earlier, right? The second time that you're having the another vegetable and you get a burst of sesame. So these are elements elements of surprise that is very, very important to today's gastronomy as well. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the sesame chili oil in the yellow zucchini and the sesame oil in the green one. There's no hard and fast rule. You can interchange, you can do your own creativity, right? The next one is that when we take some fennel fronds, right, the top of the fennel, and you put it just haphazardly here and there. The chocolate sand that we made earlier, just put it on the sides. You do not want to mix all of it together because you want the guests to kind of, do that by themselves. Finally, we put a little bit of mustard powder. And there is your salad.
A beautiful Kobe veggie cutlet with this mom's green chutney, kashundi, and lava spiked onions.
Nice kick of wasabi. Voila, the salad is ready.
Like they say, a good cook is that person who can taste, who knows the taste of the food also. It's not only cooking. Your green curry is ready.